Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki, and in today's video, we're going to be learning how to create a simple nav bar in Figma. So if you'd like to follow along, be sure to download the exercise files below, and let's jump right into Figma. Okay, so when you open up the Figma file, you'll see that we have two pages, a working file and a finished file. So if you'd like to just see what we're working towards, you can go to the finished file and you'll see the entire project completed. But for this video, we're going to be diving into the working file, and I'm going to show you how to set up your nav bar using components. So to start, we have a home page, a map view, which is where we're going to be able to explore things to do. We have some icons, some text, and then a rectangle frame that is going to be our nav bar. So to start, we want to start by first converting these icons into components, because what we're going to be doing essentially is setting up the nav bar so that it can be fully customizable going forward. You can easily select and deselect active pages. If you need to change anything, you can do it at the component level and it will automatically update across all your designs. Now, for now, we're only working in 2 screens, but as your project gets bigger and you have more screens, this can get really intense and complicated to manage. So it's always better to just set it up the right way from the beginning. So we're going to be selecting our icons, and then in the design panel, you'll see where it says component, there's a little drop down that says create multiple components. Now, this is an easy way to create components out of everything that is selected. So you'll see we have individual icon components, a compass, a heart, a user, a map. And the reason why we're not creating it as variants is because we want to individually manage each icon. We don't want them to be as variants of each other, but we'll dive into variants a bit more just now. So now that we have an icon, what we want to do is we want to set up the nav items. So with the icon, we're going to hold Option or Alt on your keyboard, and we're just going to duplicate it. In Figma, when you do that to a component, it basically creates an instance of the component. So you can see we have map that has this fold-in diamond, and then we have this outline diamond, which is a copy of our component. So with that selected, I'm going to select the text. I'm going to hit Shift A, which is going to create a frame around both the icon and the text. Let's rename this to the nav item. Now this is going to be our individual component that we can then edit. So I'm going to hit on the Create Component button, and we're going to now set up some properties. Now the properties will allow us to customize each nav item. So in the design panel, we're going to click on this plus button that says add property. And the first property we're going to add is an instant swap property so that we can swap out icons. So let's click instant swap. And then here we're going to name this icon. We're going to pick an instance, so created in this file, in the working file, we're going to select the compass. And we're also going to set preferred values. This really comes in handy when you're working in a design file that is shared or where components are shared amongst multiple designers. This allows them to understand which are the preferred values for this component. They can overwrite it, but it's easier if we do have preferred values set up. So we're going to select our 4 icons, so compass, heart, map, and user. If we had our icons set up as variants, we would only see one icon. We wouldn't be able to actually select each individual icon as a preferred value. So this is why we didn't set it up as variants, but rather as individual components. So now let's say create property. And now we need to assign this new property to an actual layer in our component. So you'll see here that we actually have an error message that says not used within the component. So in order to assign it, What we're going to do is we're going to click on the icon in our nav item. And in the design panel, there's this button that says apply instance swap property. So we're going to click on that and then select icon. This is going to allow us to select from that list of icons that we initially set up. The next property we want to add is to change the text of this nav item. We want it to be customizable. So with our nav item component selected, let's click on properties and then let's click on text. We're going to call this text nav name, and the value is going to be home, and say create property. So with our text selected, in the design panel, you'll see that we have explore, which is a text that we just added, and there's this new button that says apply variable property. So when you click on that, you'll see that the property we just created called nav name is now visible. So let's select that. Now you can see that explore has changed to home. Our map icon is now our compass icon, and our nav item has been set up correctly. There's just one more thing we need to do for this. We want to show users two different states, a selected state and a not selected state or inactive state. To do that, we're going to create a variant of the nav item. So let's add variant and let's go and change the color to a grayish color. This is basically telling our users that this item is not selected, whereas this item is the selected item. So now we have this set up. We need to actually set it up in a way that allows us to actively select or deselect. So with nav item selected, we're going to say add a new component property, and we're going to say variant, and we're going to say active, and the value is going to be true. Now, the reason why we're doing variant and not Boolean is because Boolean applies to a specific layer, whereas we want to toggle a variant on or off. So that's why we're using a variant property with true or false. Now we can go and remove the default property one that was set when we created it. And with home selected, you can see now we have active, true. And on the gray one, we want to change this from true to false. So now our nav item has been selected. We can actually use it to create our nav bar. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the assets panel and we're going to find our nav item and we're going to insert an instance. So now we have the instance, but if we drag it into our nav bar, you can see we have to manually adjust it and make everything fit. To fix that, I'm going to click on the nav bar frame and hit Shift A on my keyboard, which will apply auto layout. I can then drag the instance into this nav bar, and you can see it's now looking to slot it in. So the nav bar will responsively fit whatever content is inside of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the instance. I'm going to hit Ctrl+C on my keyboard, and I'm going to duplicate it with Ctrl+V. So copy and paste instances. We only need 4 instances for our case because we have 4 icons. If you have only 2 items or only 3 items, you can then only make 3 copies. In order to make this the correct width for our frame, you'll see that our home page is 393 width. So our nav bar, I'm going to change it from hug to fixed width, and I'm going to make this 393. This is then going to make it the width of the home page. But now we need these items to evenly space out. In order to do that, we're going to select our items, hit Shift A to add a frame around it, and then in the auto layout properties, we're going to say full container, and if you click on the margin, set it to auto. So now this will evenly space out our items. If you only need 3 items, you can go and delete it and it will automatically evenly space it out. If you want to add additional padding or margin, you're welcome to do so in the auto layout properties. We're not going to do that right now. We just want to be able to set up our nav bar so that we can easily customize it for our application. So now that we have our nav bar, we need to make this a component and we need to be able to modify each of the nav items. So let's go and make this a component. Now that we have this as a component, we want to also create 4 variants, 1 for each nav item. So let's go and add variants. I have 4 variants for each nav item. And now comes the really fun part. So with the navbar parent component selected, we're going to set up some properties. So what we're going to do is we're going to say nested instances. And we're going to expose the properties from each of the items. So you can see as I hover over it, it's showing me which of the nested properties in this component. I'm going to set it to active, and then in my variants, I'm going to change or name each variant. So the first one is home, the second variant is explore, the third variant is going to be saved, and the last variant is going to be profile. So we have 4 unique variants, but they don't look unique. So now what we need to do is we need to go set up our nav bar so that we can see each of the nav items named correctly. So in order to do that, we're going to select each item from each variant. So in the first variant, select the second nav item. While holding Shift, select each item from each variant that corresponds. So with this selected, you can now see in the design panel that we have nav item selected, and now we have the exposed properties from the setup we have for each nav item. So now I can go and change the nav name for each of these to explore. With them all selected, Figma allows me to edit multiple items at once. I can also go and select the icon from our preferred list of icons. So I'm going to do that and change it to explore. I'm going to do the same for all the others. Now, here's a nice little trick that you can do in Figma. With one item selected, you can go and select matching layers by hitting on the select matching layers item. It will then go and find all the layers that match exactly what you've selected. And now you can change it and edit the properties as needed. This just makes it easier so you don't have to go and manually hold Shift and select. You can just select all the matching layers. Okay, so now that we've got our nav bar set up this way, there's one more thing we need to do. We need to go and make sure that we only have the active item as selected for each variant. So on our home layer, we only want the home button to be active. So I'm going to go and select all of the other items, so the explore, saved, and profile item, and I'm going to hit the selected button, which will then change it according to our nav items that we set up. So you'll see Figma has determined that because we have variants with only 2 values, which is true or false, it turns it into a toggle. So you can switch variants on and off. I'm going to do that for each one. So now in the explore layer, I'm going to select home, saved, and profile, and then unselect those items. And let's do that for each variant. Okay, so now we have our nav bar set up correctly. If you want, you can go add hover states to your nav items and whatever you need. You can go and customize it however you want to. So now we need to actually bring this into our component and actively use it. In order to do that, in your assets panel, you'll see we now have a navbar component. And when I click on it, you'll see it exposed each of the properties for each nav item. So I can now easily toggle items on and off where needed. I'm going to insert an instance, and I'm going to make sure in my layers panel that this navbar is on the home page. So I can see that the instance is not on the home page. So I'm going to just drag it so that it's actually on the home page. And then also going to align it to the bottom and to the middle so that it's evenly spaced out and aligned in place. Okay, this one is correct because we have the home icon selected. So the next thing we need to do is we need to also insert an instance into the map view. So on the assets panel, let's go insert an instance and let's make sure that this instance is actually in map view. Okay, and then I'm going to align it to the bottom so that again, everything is aligned. Now I want to change the active to explore. And you'll see when I do that, it actually automatically deselects home and selects explore. So now what I want to do is I want to prototype it. So let's switch to the prototype tab, and in our home screen, we're going to select the explore icon and click and drag on the prototype link and say navigate to map view, and let's keep it as smart animate. I want to do the same with home. I want to select home and drag a prototype connection to the home page and make sure your interaction settings are exactly the same. And there you have it. Now we've prototyped our navbar. So if we go and view our prototype, you'll now see that you can actually click between the items and it will show the active state. And there you have it, a navbar component, fully prototyped and interactive. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if there's any other tutorials you'd like to learn.